Welcome to another whiteboard session. Today we're going to talk about biblical business principles. Most of us read the Bible. The Bible is the most widely read book in the world. The Bible, as much as people look at it as a religious book, a Bible is a self-help book. It's a self-improvement book. A Bible, it's one book that has been translated into millions and millions of languages all over the world. It is the best-selling book even at this point. And it is one book that has been used as the foundation for most of the self-improvement books that most of us read. The ugliness of the Bible is the Bible can either be your heaven or your hell, depending on your understanding of it. The Bible will always have the physical meaning, which is external, or it will always give you the spiritual meaning, which is internal. The unfortunate thing is majority of us have been brought up with the interpretation of the Bible purely based on the external meanings. And the external meanings will always separate, it will always differentiate, build a very wide, big bridge between us and the characters in the Bible. If you look at the Bible and read the Bible as an historical book, chances are that you're going to get lost. The Bible is a psychological thriller. The Bible is a book about mind science. The Bible is an instruction book on how to live a good life. You cannot live a good life. God cannot command you to live a good life unless He gives you specific instructions. And everything that we need to be successful in this world, if Jesus came so that we can have a life of abundance, then we should not be getting as sick as we are. We should not be getting problems in our relationships the way we do. We should not be as broke as we are now. We should not be in the physical pain that most of us are living under. It's because we are any area of your life where you're having pain, any area of your life where you have problems, any area of your life where you're having lack, it's because you lack information in that area. If you have information in that area, of course, you will improve that area. So pain, poverty, relationship problems, all those things are simply problems of ignorance. Because ignorance brings pain, anxiety, fear, and of course, darkness. And knowledge will always bring abundance, joy, happiness, and understanding. So I want us to look at the Bible as the manuscript that we need to use in terms of us running our businesses. And the first place that I'm going to take you there is the first book, is the Genesis, the first chapter, the 26th verse. God gives us specific instructions. And the first thing after He's created man, the first thing the man is told is to be fruitful. He does not say be seedful, He says be fruitful. Without taking note and taking cognizance of the wording being used, if we keep on replacing the biblical word with our own words, we lose the meaning. And in losing the meaning, we change the outcome that we are supposed to get. Now, He's being told to be fruitful. What is the source of a fruit? A fruit comes from a seed. And we've been told so many times, you can never count the number of fruits in a seed, but you can always count the number of seeds in a fruit. So where is this seed? Why is He asking us to be fruitful? It's because the seed is buried deep inside you. If you are planting a seed, if we are to use the agricultural analogy, what do you need to do if you are to plant a seed so that it can be fruitful? The first thing that needs to be done here is you need to clear your ground. You need to borrow your ground. You need to open that ground. Then you need to till that ground. You need to put in the seed. You need to water that seed. You need to take the weeds out. You need to water it again. It needs to get all the nutrients, get all the sun, and of course, you need to have patience. Now, if the seed is inside us, it means we need to do what a good farmer does so that the seed can germinate and be fruitful. To be fruitful does not necessarily mean the external meaning that most of us get to be fruitful means to have more kids. As much as it is God's command for us to have more kids, for us to have children, it is not the main command when it comes to being fruitful. if we look at the internal meaning, the esoteric meaning of being fruitful, it means that we have to become productive. And this applies mostly to us men. So in business, the first thing that we need to do, if we're starting here from Genesis 1st chapter verse 26, the first instruction we're being told here is to be fruitful. This being fruitful refers to being productive. To be productive it means that you have to be able to produce something. You have to be able to produce something. Productivity simply means that you have to get whatever is out of your head, apply your hands on it, and create something. Because that's the same way that God created you, is the same way that God created the world. You are an idea in his head, he expressed it, he blew into you, and he created you. Being fruitful. The second command we're being told here is to multiply. Whatever it is that you've produced, it doesn't matter how good it is. If you only produce one, you're going to die hungry. If you only produce one, you're going to die poor. So whatever it is, and a good business that I'm going to use here, if you look at the businesses of the world, number one that is following this principle and it's doing very well is the franchise system. And McDonald's becomes number one here. The second one here is things like Microsoft. McDonald's produced one hamburger, one very nice hamburger that they produced. The second thing they did is they multiplied it. After they'd perfected a good Big Mac here, they perfected this. How did they do that? They started the franchise system. It doesn't matter where you go. All over the world, they sell 1 billion Big Mac hamburgers a day, whether you go all the way to China, go all the way across the west into the States, come all the way down into Africa, into South Africa, go all the way north into Africa, into Egypt, go all the way to Japan, go all the way across the continents and land in Brazil. If you order Big Mac, it tastes the same, it looks the same, it has the same texture, and it will take exactly the same amount of meals from ordering to delivery and ingestion. Multiplication. So in business, you need to create your product first. You have to make the best product. You have to have a way of now being able to distribute this product to people. The third commandment here is replenish. Replenish. You need inventory. You need a way of making sure that when people want your product, when people want your hamburger, when people want your Microsoft, when people want any of these franchises, it always has to be available. Always they must have access to it, because if they don't have access to it, of course they'll give up. And the fourth one here is subdue. Subdue is to not be afraid of your competition, but because you become so good that you don't really care what your competition does. Do you think McDonald's cares where any of these Steers or Burger King is near them? They don't really care, because they have such a well-orchestrated system that they don't really care who's next to them. The system works itself, and in doing that, it will always bully their competitors into oblivion. And this becomes the easiest business system that we've been given in the scriptures. So you've been told that be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue. And then we come into Genesis, 1st chapter, verse 21. After doing this, you are told that you will get dominion. You will get dominion. What is the meaning of dominion? It's reign, authority. Mamlak in Hebrew. Reign over, authority. You're in charge. But you cannot be in charge until you're doing these four things. You have to be fruitful, you have to multiply, you have to replenish, you have to subdue, and then automatically you get dominion. Now, this is a very simple business principle that we've been given in the scriptures. It is not And it's not unethical, neither is it unbiblical for us to do business. God created us to be solo entrepreneurs, not to work for other people. Irrespective of who you're working for, you can be that fruit. You, the seed. Make yourself so good at what you do that whoever pays your salary relies on you more than you relying on the salary. You have to become so good at what you do that by firing you, automatically it makes it much, the person that is fired you is stealing from themselves. After you've done that, it becomes easier for you to be able here to teach other people where you become ahead of them. And I'm talking about people that are working for corporations. Where you're working for them, it becomes a system. To replenish here, you have to keep on upgrading yourself. You have to consistently keep on making yourself a better version. You always have to keep on, you have 100 days where you have to keep on writing yourself off. If you're waiting for the system, if you're waiting for the markets to write yourself off, of course, you're going to completely be off track. You're going to be completely unneeded. You have to completely keep on writing yourself off. You have to completely keep on writing yourself off work. And of course, by doing this automatically, you'll always subdue your competition, you become the best thing that has ever walked on this earth. I hope this makes sense. I hope you agree with me. Whatever you don't agree with me, that's why we have that comment section. If you have not subscribed to our channel, press the subscribe button, like and share among friends. Let's start this discussion. Let's start a movement. God bless and take care of yourself.